money boundaries. What's okay, what's not okay, how to communicate them, how to have helpful beliefs to have stronger and clearer boundaries, and the drawbacks of boundaries. There are some. And then I'll also share some of my idiosyncrasies and my weird, awkward things around money so you can feel more comfortable and less awkward about your own. Some beliefs that help me. The first one is you don't owe anyone anything. Yes, not even your children once they're grown up. So often we say yes because we're programmed to say yes or to be nice, or because we can't bear the feeling of letting people down or disappointing people. But it's okay to say no. And it's really important to say no before you get into the territory of resentment. The best way to check in is with your body when you get a wholehearted body yes or a wholehearted body no. And quite often when you say no, it can also come as a relief to the other person because that feels more truthful to them. You can care about feelings and needs of people and you can still say no because you don't want to take responsibility for what's not yours and when it starts to feel burdensome. In some cultures, we are told that we owe other people, and there are beautiful facets about culture that I really like, but sometimes this can feel quite heavy, like you have to help your relatives and then we're shamed for not doing so. It's okay to say no. It's beautiful to help other people, but to help them out of love, pure love, giving for this pure joy of giving rather than tinged with duty, guilt, shame and all that other heavy stuff. I know people who've sacrificed a lot, even their entire career, because they wanted to please their family. And I think that's a step too far. But it's okay. Sometimes we learn in life through trial and error. And you've got to be able to care about your own needs and put yourself also in the circle of care when you consider other people. And the same goes with time. So often we consider money. But then if somebody wants to squander 2-3 hours of our time by being late or by being haphazard with planning, we're so forgiving. So it's important also to check in and to say no when, again, it starts to feel like not fun. The second belief is I'm okay and my work is to fully accept myself. I know people who take on, and I've been one of them, people-pleasing, submissive behaviors. I have a friend who says yes to expensive music concerts without checking the price, and then she feels bad about backing off and letting people down and disappointing them. So she goes ahead and pays a lot more than she wanted to just because of this fear. These roots of people-pleasing behaviors can be understood in our childhood. And there's a beautiful quote by Byron Katie, and it says, I often say that if I had a prayer, it would be this: God, spare me from the desire for love, approval, or appreciation. Amen. For me, I saw my codependent patterns with my family after doing a family constellation group therapy. And it was very powerful, the experience, because I constellated some of my family members. I also constellated money. I could also constellate countries like India, which were colonized, and I could see all of those interactions happening. And somehow my money boundaries became much clearer. I could also see that my people-pleasing and then the codependent patterns between family members was all innocent. There's no judgment in any of this. There's a really good quote by Lachelle, who is a trainer of nonviolent communication, and her website is Wise Heart. And she talks about how helping can be coming from our own needs for belonging and love and approval. And sometimes we help also in dysfunctional ways and without the other person asking for help. I also did the Enneagram, and I could see how people-pleasing was more of a strategy for me to get love and approval than about helping. And after seeing those patterns, I became free really quickly. I think you have to try any form of therapy or modality that allows you to just get awareness into these programs or these patterns that we're running on autopilot from. So before that, I used to say yes to family members asking me for money. And my family is really good with money. We feel very awkward about asking for money. We hate debts. I don't want to paint a picture that people in my family are terrible. They're not. They're really nice people. But I used to say yes out of guilt. I felt very obligated and it felt very heavy when I was helping people and giving them money. And then, it magically shifted. I can now say yes or no, and it's without all that heavy baggage from before. So really my top tip is to find ways that resonate for you. Family constellations therapy worked for me, and it took me a while to open up to that form of therapy because I was skeptical. You have to find what resonates for you.